Something I learned from the World Cup tours this summer is that a lot of them in the UK do not have any air conditioning whatsoever, and it may not get that hot over there, but this summer there happens to be a heat wave. Not only are the people here from the UK admiring our air conditioning, it seems like people in Europe are waking up to wanting to have air conditioning. Since there's a heat wave, it seems unbearable.
Europe, for the most part, has ignored air conditioning for their entire existence, and the heat wave has gotten so bad right now, they're telling their residents to put yogurt on their windows.
What?
Because it is a innovative trick to cool down your home. Bus drivers are just passing out in the middle of driving their buses.
Stop it.
Because it's so hot. Not even the buses have air conditioning. People are lining up outside of appliance stores in France, and they are bum rushing them like it's Black Friday in 2005 at Best Buy to get fans, not even air conditioners, fans. I mean, I'm trying not to laugh because there's been some deaths. Every single day they're setting a new hottest day ever in France. Here's a look at a lot of Europe's heat wave. And a heat map. France recorded its hottest day ever yesterday with an average temperature of 29 degrees Celsius, which is like Fahrenheit, it's like 83 degrees. But
that's not bad.
It did hit like 40 to 43 degrees. And Fahrenheit, which is over 100. And they have no air conditioning. A bus driver in France crashed today because he fainted due to the heat having no AC in the bus. People are diving in to a lot of like the rivers throughout Paris, France, and other places, and they don't know how to swim, and they're drowning. Like there's been 40 instances of deaths like this. The cardiac unit of a hospital in Germany, where people recover from heart surgery, is measuring at 100 degrees.
I'm sorry, I'm already suffering enough in this heat. You mean to tell me you're gonna sit in a hospital bed and have to deal with a serious issue with your health and also not have air conditioning? That's just crazy. That's not cool.
It's only 15 years old. Is this a third world country? Is Europe a third?
Wow.
Here's a tweet from someone in French.
No.
I realize I haven't been complaining enough to sum up the situation. 44 degrees Fahrenheit outside, 47 degrees inside, which is like over 100 degrees. The Wi-Fi's been down for 3 days. My induction cooktop no longer works because it detects overheating. And there are some air conditioners in Europe, but Germany's public broadcaster actually put out an infographic this week discouraging people from using AC units because they merely displace heat, which would be replaced by more hot air. Instead, they recommend unplugging electronics, rolling up carpets, and hanging.
No, I wouldn't even listen to that guy. Just go buy your AC units, okay? Install them. Put them in. That's nuts. Ain't listening to him.
I can't. Bro. I have to stop laughing because like people are dying.
They just want you to be hot. That's nuts.
But I mean, what's going on over there?
Oh my God. What is happening? Look at this. Look at this poor lady. She didn't get any. She's not help her. Go get one. Get one, girl. Oh. Oh my goodness. She disappeared.
Every AC is out of stock in the UK. Yesterday I was told that Lidl has really good ACs coming out for £149. We woke up at 6 in the morning and we're going to Lidl right now to see if we can get one. Because the heat in the UK right now is absolutely horrible. As I was crossing the threshold, I see the last person grabbing the last 3 units. I wanted to cry. I went to the lady, I'm like, are you getting 3? She's like, yeah. Everybody decided to get 2 and 3.
Stop, they should have a limit. Why don't they have a limit as to how many you can get? That's crazy.
Air conditioning units. How does a Lidl put a cap on promo items. So anyway, my friend was there because he was the one that told me about it. And he's like, there's another little that opens at 8 a.m. about 15 minutes away. Let's go. Get there, completely empty. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get it. This is it. An associate comes out. Oh, can I help you? We open at 8. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to get the aircon unit. Oh no, we've been selling them for 2 weeks. They're all out of stock.
Aww.
Then he says, but there's another one that it's about 20 minutes away that opens at 8. They will have it. Perfect. We were almost by the coast of England. Like at this point, I could have just gotten a boat, go to France, get one and come back. We get there. There's only one couple waiting. About 10 minutes before they open, people start coming in and they start getting around the entrance. I'm thinking to myself, do they know that we're on a queue? All of these people can't go in at the same time. I knew that they were getting the aircon because people were talking between them. Am I about to have a redneck Walmart type of fight here in the UK and tell everybody that we are on a queue? Well, that's exactly what happened. As soon as the doors opened, the multitude of people started trying to go into the store. And I'm like, no. There is a queue here. We've been waiting since 7:30 in the morning. And everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yep. We go in. It was like the apocalypse. Everybody sticky, sweaty, probably haven't even showered. Everybody's just like walking like that, looking for the ACs. They were sold out.
Aww.
They didn't even have a stock.
What a mess.
When I tell you, it was so disappointing. But at least I found a beautiful new town really close to the coast where I want to go back and see. I'm going to have to suck it up and it's going to be another day of extreme heat. And
that's way to look at the positive side of it. Now, this girl did come from Florida. Now she lives in the UK. And she's explaining the mindset now because she's with a British man. So she says British people during the heat wave need to be studied.
Something to be studied, because tell me why I tell my British boyfriend that I am of heat. I'm about to get a freaking heat stroke. I am parked outside of my house with my 2 dogs because I cannot take the heat in the house. Also, I decided that today was going to be the day that I was going to go for a walk, clean the house. Like,
the car
I am
AC.
going through it. And tell me why I tell this guy that I'm going to go get an air conditioning for the house. And he's like, toughen it up. Toughen it up? I'll toughen it up when like something real happens and I don't have any option to fix the situation. But why would I toughen it up when I can go get a portable AC and go horizontal in my bedroom, feel crisp as a cucumber? I do not understand that. But for British people, it is imperative to be tough. They don't understand that you can actually have comfort. For them, it's more of a matter of being strong enough to go through it.
It's a different
mind. As someone who moved from Florida, lastly to the UK, I am used to having AC when the weather is like this. Like this and no AC is something that I do not understand. Like there are people putting chunks of ice in foam coolers with pipes coming out and a fan behind to blow cold air into their bedroom. All of that to not get an aircon.
They too do creative.
Everything they can.
I'm sorry, that's too creative for me. I'd rather just buy the unit, install it, and have AC. It's a different mindset, different cultures. So, plus they don't usually get this hot, I don't think, so.
And to not get an air conditioning. But everybody complains about the same heat during the summer in the UK. Make that make sense.
People are saying, why are you not getting the AC from Amazon next day delivery in the UK? Guys, Amazon in the UK sucks. I wish I could show you.
It's not the
same. If you're looking for something on Amazon, you will get what we used to get on US Amazon back in like 2010. It doesn't hit like it hits in the US. When I lived in Florida, I used to order from Amazon every single day. You know how it is. In here, it's not like that. Another thing, the ACs are out of stock across the whole country.
Everywhere,
The UK does not have air conditioning units available right now. And the only ones that are available are £800 on eBay from a sketchy seller, which I'm not comfortable buying. So it's not like in the US where things don't run out. And here, things run out, which is absolutely wild to me, because if we were in the US right now and there was a heat wave, I am 100% sure that every single store will make sure that they will have plenty of stock for everybody to get an AC. Not here.
I'm thinking about single people just looking for other single people with air conditioners so they can just hook up for have a summer romance with someone that has AC.
Something that I will never understand as an American that lives in Europe is why you all choose to be hot. So I moved here. I opened an apartment. I rent this place. No air conditioning.
She's
So you know what I
prepared.
did? I bought one. And before you say they don't work on the windows, I installed it on the stupid window. Look, that's Germany.
did it anyway.
I looked it up and only 13% of German households have air conditioning, and I am proudly one of them. And then everyone tells me, but they're so expensive. That air conditioner was €200. I have two of them. I have one in my bedroom because I refuse to be hot when I sleep either. And then
Yeah.
they're like, well, the energy is expensive. Yes, the energy is expensive. But you know what I do? I make money so that I don't have to be uncomfortable. As a red-blooded American, I refuse to just suffer when I can pay for a solution. I see everyone out there getting their little €8 Aperol spritzes every day. You know what you could do instead? Just put that money in the bank and use it to pay for your air conditioning. Everyone laughed at me, but now they're all suffering, and here I am, happy.
I feel like that's very smart of her to get this before they ran out of air conditioners, just because she's used to air conditioning. I mean, I can't blame her for that. This gentleman is talking about the UK is issuing fines for using your air conditioning inside of your car. Make that make sense to me. I don't get it. Why would you be fining people? It's hot as hell.
What the UK are doing right now is absolutely insane. I didn't think it was real, but I've looked it up. This is real. Drivers trying to stay cool during the heat wave are being warned they could face £110 fines for running their air conditioning in their vehicles while stationary, which apparently violates pollution laws. Let me just read you some of this report.
Stop it.
Motorists attempting to cool down during the heat wave in stationary vehicles with the air conditioning running face fines under emission laws, with the RAC, which is kind of like AAA, like breakdown service, warning that engine idling causes pollution. Standard penalties for this are £40 if issued by a police officer, or £80 from a civil enforcement
40
officer.
and 80 pounds.
Both halved. Luckily it's half
Half.
if you pay for it early. Some
Okay.
authorities, especially
Okay.
around London area, are actually fining up to £110. This generally
Wow.
sounds like some kind of sick joke. It's actually pretty hot in the UK right now. But this is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree with him. That is utterly ridiculous, and I would take that fine any day. Try to catch me, give me my fine, and I'll pay for it early so it's halved at least. But I can't suffer.
The thing is, the Brits have paid for their vehicles. They're paying road tax on
Road
their
tax.
vehicles. They can do what they want with their vehicles, whether
Yeah.
the wheels are rolling or not. If you want to use your air conditioning inside your car, use it. And I know I'm going to get people in the comments saying, but they're not enforcing that. The fact is that they probably are. If it's in the law and it's made headline newspapers, I'm going to overlay on this clip. It's the fact that the UK have actually made laws for this.
Oh, no.
Right. What's your thoughts on this? Would you accept being told
No.
you cannot run air conditioning in your own car if your wheels aren't rolling?
No, I would not accept this. I would still keep the air on. So from what I gather, you can still have your air on as you're rolling, right? So you're driving along, you have your air on, but if you are at a red light or you're stopped, it has to be off. No, I don't care. Give me the fine. I'll pay it. Feels going back inside when it's hot abroad versus the UK. So abroad is here, guys. Abroad is in the US, okay? So
A tan from
It's
the beach
hot.
today.
it's hot
It's warm
outside.
though, isn't it? AC. God, it feels good to be back inside. Now we can just chill in this AC. Yeah. This is nice.
In the UK.
It's too hot. I'm gonna go back inside. I'm literally sweating. Oh no. No. We literally have no AC in England. It is too hot even inside. I've gone from the heat outside
To more heat.
to the heat inside, which almost feels worse. I can't take this. The heat just is not built for the UK.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take that either. Sorry, bud.
It's too hot.
This is my message to the people of London. Go to amazon.co.uk right now and buy an air conditioning unit. I'm telling you, they changed the game. Obviously, I'm from Ireland and there's no aircon there and you just have to suffer in the summertime. I just checked the weather app. It's going to be 35 degrees in London tomorrow. Like 35 degrees and having no kind of air conditioning, fan in your house is insane. And I know it's like not part of our culture. Like I've never had an aircon before in my life. I will never not have an aircon ever again. It's insane.
I'm sorry, but after you've gone from no air conditioning to air conditioning in your actual room or in your house somewhere, there's no way to go back. I'm sorry, there's no way to go back.
How much your like quality of life improves when you have it. Like it's actually not normal to try to suffer through a 35-degree night. I'm telling you, buy one. It is the best investment you'll ever make.
One thing the World Cup has taught me is that Americans might be onto something with this air conditioning stuff.
Yes.
Because growing up in Britain, we always treated air conditioning like a luxury. You'd hear things like, oh, you don't need all that, just open a window. And up to a point, that was reasonable advice.
Yeah.
Until climate change reached its super cyan form. Now, every time I turn on the news, it's day 3 of the unprecedented heatwave, aka summer. And then we spend the next week melting in our homes, moaning it's too hot. I have to say, after experiencing air conditioning in Miami, I get it. I'm not asking for the world. Sometimes progress is just being able to sleep at night.
I cannot sleep if it's hot. It's gonna be a sleepless night for sure. 100%. I have an American in France going to Pilates class and it's hot. And they actually had air conditioning in the Pilates class, which really I was surprised about.
Not comprehend, including mine, is it being 94 degrees outside in Paris, going to a Pilates class, and midway through the class, you're sweating your butt off because obviously it's hot and you're working out, and then asking the instructor to turn off the AC because you can feel it directly on you and you're worried about getting sick. A French woman in class next to me today asked for this, and I really couldn't believe it. It was like, you're joking. How are you whole? Do you not want the AC? It's boiling in here. It's 94 degrees outside.
Ugh.
I haven't stopped sweating since the second I woke up this morning.
All right, so Americans are learning that the British people don't have AC in their homes. Okay, now I don't know if that's 100% of the whole country of England.
I don't know if this guy's serious. He's right next to his little temperature thing and he's got 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
But most people don't have AC in their houses, right? Now, where the confusion lies for me is I see British people talking about AC as if they've never experienced AC in their lives. So my question is this: in England, is there not AC in hotels? Is there not AC in your cars? Like, is AC really just non-existent over there? That's where I'm confused. And I'm really confused because even in the dirt poor area in Mexico, my aunt, maybe not dirt poor, my aunt has an AC unit. It's detachable, right? They hung it up in like the kitchen, and it cools her whole house. Why don't the people in England have that? I'm just confused about that.
Well, it seems like now they're trying to get the AC because it's just unbearably hot.
Didn't know. So I don't know all the facts.
I am so entertained by these European reactions about basic American things like air conditioning. Heard a radio spot where this guy was talking about, look, it's hot outside, but when you walk inside, it's like a winter's day.
Yeah.
Do they really not have AC in Europe?
This is something we really did wonder about until now. Now that the tourists are here for the World Cup and we're seeing their reactions, this is how we're finding out that they actually do not have AC in a lot of places. Maybe it makes sense for them not to have any air conditioning. Maybe it doesn't get as hot as it does get here. I'm not quite sure, but I gotta say, it just doesn't make any sense this summer. And in my opinion, they should at least make it easier for them to get air conditioning. Now, some people that have moved to these other countries from America, they're not taking any chances with the heat, okay? They already prepared. They're like, oh no, that is one luxury I will not give up, all right? And I totally understand that. I would definitely not want to give up my air conditioning for nothing. I feel lucky to actually live here and have air conditioning, have this be something normal. Maybe the UK should normalize feeling comfortable. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this topic. We have Europeans here for the World Cup, and don't get me wrong, almost everywhere in America is hot right now. There is a heat wave, but they are so surprised and super shocked when they walk around outside. It's like 90 to 95 degrees, and all they have to do to cool off is walk into an establishment, any establishment whatsoever. One guy said it's as cold as a winter's day. Trust me, it's not very cold at my house. It's at like 75 is the lowest it gets. It's between 77 and 75. And sometimes I'm like chilly. At 75, I'm cold. I understand that. I've been to Spain, but it was actually chilly when I went to Spain, so I didn't notice anything. But went to Italy in the summer and it was hot. It was hard to sleep. I just don't know how they do it. But let me know what you think about this one down below. Make sure you do check out the playlist if you want more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.